Go ahead, janitor, fly it. Miguel's hands were shaking, not from fear, from 10 years of buried pain. The crowd laughed behind him. The CEO smirked, arms crossed. What's wrong? I thought you said you could fly. Miguel touched the helicopter door. His fingers traced the metal, cold, familiar, like touching a part of himself he thought was dead. Ma'am, he whispered, if I do this? Yes. He turned to face her. His eyes were wet. Will you finally see me? The laughter stopped, and what happened next changed everything. Miguel Santos woke up at 4 a.m. Every single day, the same nightmare. His wife's voice. Miguel, take care of our baby. Then nothing. Just the sound of hospital machines stopping. He opened his eyes in his tiny apartment. Singapore was still dark outside. On his phone screen, a photo of Anya, his 7-year-old daughter. She was smiling. But Miguel knew the truth behind that smile. She was dying, a hole in her heart. The same heart condition that took her mother. Papa misses you, anak, he whispered to the photo. His alarm rang, PM, time to be invisible again. Miguel arrived at Sterling Corporation before the sun rose. He put on his janitor uniform, grey shirt, grey pants. His name tag said Miguel Maintenance, not engineer, not pilot, just maintenance. He stared at himself in the bathroom mirror. When did I become this person? When did I disappear? His hands, once steady on helicopter controls, now gripped a mop. His back, once straight in a military uniform, now bent over toilets. But every night he video called Anya. Papa, guess what I did today? What, baby? I walked to the neighbor's house. My chest didn't hurt. Miguel's heart broke and healed at the same time. That's amazing, Anak. Papa, the doctor said I need the surgery soon. Silence, I know, baby. Papa, are we going to have enough money? Miguel closed his eyes. Yes, Anya. I promise Papa will find a way. But he was lying. He was still 300,000 pesos short. And time was running out. It was a Tuesday afternoon. Miguel was cleaning the 40th floor, the executive level. This is where the powerful people worked. People who decided the future with a single signature. Miguel pushed his cleaning cart past glass offices. Inside, men in suits talked about millions. Outside, Miguel wiped their fingerprints off the glass. That's when he saw her. Victoria Ashford, the new CEO. 31 years old. Sharp, beautiful. Cruel. She was yelling at someone on the phone. I don't care if he's been here 20 years. Fire him. I want results, not loyalty. She slammed her phone down. Her assistant knocked softly. Ma'am, the investors are waiting. Tell them to wait. Victoria snapped. She noticed Miguel through the glass. He was cleaning the window. She stared at him, like he was a stain. She opened her door. You. Miguel stopped. Yes, ma'am? What's your name? Miguel, ma'am. Miguel. She said it like it tasted bad. How long have you worked here? 2 years, ma'am. 2 years of what? Pushing a mop? Yes, ma'am. She laughed. A cold, sharp laugh. Tell me something, Miguel. What did you dream of becoming when you were a kid? Miguel's throat tightened. I wanted to fly, ma'am. Fly? She raised an eyebrow. Like a bird? No, helicopters. Victoria's assistant shifted uncomfortably, but Victoria smiled wider. Helicopters. How cute. She stepped closer. And now look at you, cleaning up other people's trash. Miguel's hands gripped the mop. I do what I have to do, ma'am. No, Victoria said coldly. You do what you settled for. There's a difference. She walked back to her office. Next time, clean the glass properly. I can still see streaks. Miguel stood there, frozen. His reflection stared back at him from the glass, and for the first time in years, he felt ashamed of himself. That night, Miguel couldn't sleep. He sat on the edge of his bed. His old pilot's license was in his hand. Miguel Santos, certified rotary wing pilot, Philippine Air Force Rescue Division. He traced the photo with his thumb. The man in that photo looked different. Confident, strong, proud. What happened to you, Miguel? His phone rang. It was his sister, Teresa, Kuya. It's Anya. Miguel's heart stopped. What happened? She collapsed today. We rushed her to the hospital. She's okay now, but the doctor said, Kuya, we can't wait anymore. She needs the surgery within 2 months, or Teresa's voice broke. Or what? Miguel whispered. Or she won't make it. The phone slipped from Miguel's hand. He buried his face in his palms, and for the first time in years, he cried. Not silent tears, but deep, choking sobs. God, please, not my daughter, not her too. 2 weeks later, Sterling Corporation hosted a rooftop investor party. The city glittered below. Champagne flowed. Rich people celebrated being rich. Miguel was assigned to serve drinks. He wore a white uniform. He carried trays. He smiled when people didn't see him. He existed in the spaces between their conversations. Then he saw it. On the helipad, a black Robinson R-44 helicopter. Miguel froze. His tray shook. He knew that model. He'd flown it before, 100 times. In storms, in darkness, in war zones. Hey, move! Someone bumped into him. Drinks spilled. Watch it, idiot. But Miguel couldn't move. He was staring at the helicopter, like seeing a ghost. Well, 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 that voice, Victoria. She walked toward him, heels clicking like a countdown. Her friends followed, rich, bored, cruel. What are you looking at, Miguel? He didn't answer. I asked you a question. The helicopter, ma'am. Victoria's eyes lit up with amusement. Oh, you like my new toy? It's beautiful. It cost $2 million, she said, sipping champagne. But I got bored of it after one ride. Her friends laughed. Miguel's jaw clenched. $2 million. Anya's surgery cost a fraction of that. Why are you looking at it like that? Victoria asked. Don't tell me you still dream about flying. Miguel turned to her. His eyes were different now. Every single day, ma'am. Victoria smirked. How sad, a dreamer with a mop. She turned to her friends. You know what? Let's make this fun. She walked closer to Miguel. So close he could smell her perfume. Expensive, suffocating. Miguel, I'll make you a deal. Ma'am, she pointed at the helicopter. Fly that helicopter right now. She paused for effect. And I'll marry you. The rooftop exploded with laughter. Oh my God, Victoria, can you imagine? A janitor marrying a CEO. But Victoria wasn't laughing, she was staring at Miguel, like a hunter watching prey. What do you say, Miguel? Want to be my husband? Miguel's heart pounded, his hands trembled. Anya's face flashed in his mind. Papa, am I going to die? No, Anak, never. Promise? I promise. Miguel looked at Victoria. Ma'am, are you serious? Of course not. She laughed. It's just I'll do it. The laughter died. Victoria blinked. What? Miguel stepped forward. I said I'll do it. Victoria's smile faded. You're joking? No, ma'am. I'm not. The crowd went silent. Someone whispered, Is he crazy? Victoria's face turned red. You're telling me you can fly that helicopter? Yes. You're a janitor. I'm also a pilot. The words hung in the air. Victoria's assistant touched her arm. Ma'am, maybe we should... Victoria yanked her arm away. Fine, she shouted. Go try. And when you crash it, you're not just fired. I'll make sure you never work anywhere again. Miguel didn't flinch. He turned toward the helicopter. Miguel, wait! It was David, the security guard. A fellow Filipino. Brother, don't. It's not worth it. Miguel looked at him. David, my daughter is dying. David's face fell. This is the only way. Miguel walked to the helicopter. Each step felt heavier. The crowd followed. Phones out, recording, waiting for him to fail. Miguel opened the helicopter door. His hand touched the control stick, and suddenly he was 28 again, wearing his Air Force uniform, flying over Tacloban after Typhoon Yolanda. Bodies in the water, people screaming for help. Lieutenant Santos, we need to land. Not yet. There are more survivors. Sir, the storm... I said not yet. He saved 47 people that day. They gave him a medal, but he gave it to his wife. You're my real hero, she said, and then she died. And the hero died with her. Miguel blinked. Tears rolled down his face. He was back on the rooftop. The crowd was watching. Victoria was smirking. He sat in the pilot's seat. His hands moved automatically. Battery check. Fuel gauge full. Collective cyclic. Pedals. His fingers danced across the controls. like meeting an old friend. "Hey, old girl," he whispered, "remember me?" The engine roared to life. The crowd gasped. Victoria's smile vanished. "Wait, he's actually—" The rotors began to spin, slowly at first, then faster. Dust blew across the rooftop. Women covered their faces. Men stepped back. Miguel's voice came through the intercom, calm, professional. Everyone stepped back from the helipad. Victoria's hand flew to her mouth. "Oh my God!" The helicopter lifted. 1 foot, 2 feet, 10 feet. It rose into the Singapore night sky. The city lights reflected off its surface. Miguel's voice crackled through the radio. "This is for every person you never saw, for every dream you crushed, for every human being you treated like trash." The helicopter circled the building. Perfect control, smooth, graceful, powerful. People on the ground stopped. They looked up. Someone started recording. Within minutes, it was streaming live. Thousands watching, then millions. "Who is that pilot?" "It's the janitor. No way. He's actually flying it." Miguel flew over the Singapore River. The wind hit his face, and for the first time in 10 years, he felt alive. Not surviving, living. He thought of Anya. "Papa, do you think I'll ever fly?" "One day, Anak. One day I'll teach you. Promise?" "Promise." Miguel turned the helicopter back towards Sterling Corporation. He descended slowly, perfectly aligned with the helipad. The skids touched down. Not a scratch, not a shake. The engine powered down. Miguel sat there for a moment, breathing. Then he stepped out. The rooftop was dead silent. Miguel walked toward Victoria. She stood frozen. Her champagne glass had fallen, shattered at her feet. Miguel stopped in front of her. "Ma'am," she couldn't speak. "You said you'd marry me if I flew the helicopter." Her lips trembled. I was joking. I wasn't. He stepped closer. Not threatening, just present. "Do you know what I was thinking up there?" She shook her head. "I was thinking about my daughter. She's 7, she has a hole in her heart. She's dying." Victoria's eyes widened. "Every day I clean your floors. I empty your trash. I smile when you don't see me." His voice cracked. "But I'm not invisible, ma'am. I'm not nothing." A tear rolled down his cheek. "I'm a father who would die for his daughter. I'm a pilot who saved lives when people were drowning. I'm a man who lost everything, but kept going." He looked at her, really looked at her. "You have everything, Mum. Money, power, beauty, but you don't see people. And that makes you the poorest person I've ever met." Victoria's face crumbled. She started crying. Not fake tears. Real, ugly, broken tears. I didn't know. "I'm so sorry." Miguel turned away. "I don't need your apology, Mom. I just need my daughter to live." He walked toward the exit. David, the security guard, was crying. Other Filipino workers were crying. Someone started clapping, then another, then everyone. The rooftop erupted in applause. But Miguel didn't stop. He just kept walking. By midnight, the video had 10 million views. By morning, 50 million news channels picked it up. Janitor pilot shocks Singapore CEO. The man they mocked just made them cry. Filipino hero hiding in plain sight. The Sterling Corporation board held an emergency meeting. Investors demanded answers. How could your CEO treat an employee like that? "This is a PR nightmare. We're pulling our funding." Within 48 hours, Victoria was removed as CEO. But before she left, she did something unexpected. She went to Miguel's apartment. She knocked on his door. Miguel opened it. She was crying. "I paid for everything," she whispered. "What?" "Your daughter's surgery, the hospital bills, your flight home, everything." Miguel's legs went weak. "Why?" Victoria wiped her tears. "Because you taught me something nobody else could. That people aren't measured by their titles. They're measured by their hearts." She handed him an envelope. "This is a contract, Chief Aviation Officer. My father's company, $100,000 a year." Miguel stared at it. "I can't accept." "Please," Victoria begged. "Let me fix what I broke." Miguel looked at her, really looked, and he saw it. She wasn't a monster. She was just lost, like he had been. "Thank you," he whispered. 3 months later, Manila, Philippines. Anya ran out of the hospital doors, healthy, smiling, alive. Papa! Miguel caught her in his arms. He spun her around, both of them laughing, crying, living. Papa, your heart is beating so fast. That's because it's full, Anak. So full. Anya touched his face. Papa, are you happy now? Miguel kissed her forehead. I'm home, baby. I'm finally home. 6 months later. Miguel opened his own aviation school in the Philippines. Anya's Wings, free flight training for underprivileged youth. On opening day, 200 kids showed up. Kids from slums, kids who cleaned streets, kids who were told they were nothing. Miguel stood in front of them. Who here has been told they can't? Every hand went up. Who here has been invisible? Every hand stayed up. Miguel smiled. Good, because the people who've been broken are the ones who know how to rebuild. Welcome to Anya's Wings, let's fly. A year later, a reporter asked Miguel, do you forgive Victoria Ashford? Miguel looked at Anya playing with other kids. Forgiveness isn't about them, he said softly. It's about freeing yourself. What did you learn from everything that happened? Miguel smiled. A real smile. I learned that our worst moments don't define us. Our response to them does. I learned that being small in someone's eyes doesn't make you small. It just means their eyes are closed. And I learned that love, his voice broke. Love will carry you through hell and back, as long as you don't let go. They saw a janitor, but God saw Father. They saw failure, but heaven saw faith. And when the world tried to break him, love made him unbreakable. Dedicated to every OFW, every parent, every person fighting battles no one sees. You are not invisible, you are everything.